Dan Thomas, this is Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Hello.
Thanks for joining me. I hear you're an Ori veteran. Is
Uh,
that true?
I have played both of the Ori games before. Yes, I wouldn't
Okay.
necessarily. Veteran implies a sense of capability.
I mean, it implies you survived the first two.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I've survived the first two Ori games.
This is my first time, and this is the very beginning of the game. We're going to check out some of this. This is available on Game Pass for PC, and I'm guessing for Xbox as well.
Yes, it is.
Beautiful environments and effects. And yeah, it's a kind of a platformer. Would you describe this as Metroidvania? Do you kind of go back on yourself?
Yeah, very much so. So you have a skill tree, you unlock abilities, and those abilities will allow you to get places that you couldn't get to previously.
Right.
You might have seen in your travels.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, the first thing that you notice about this game is that it is absolutely stunning from a visual perspective. They've just put so much love and care into really every frame of it. And we were talking about the game recently because Moon Studios, the developer, are an interesting studio and one that's maybe well catered to by the current geopolitical global climate, shall we say, and the state of the world, because they're 100% remote.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, I think I can't remember exactly, but I think they're a fairly sizable team, sort of 50 people, based all over the world. And if I recall, they've been fully remote from day one, which is so they didn't have to make any changes when the pandemic hit and where everybody else had to pick up their machines and head home. They were laughing at the rest of the world.
I mean, hopefully not actually laughing. That's,
I'm sure not.
Pretty insensitive. But it is an impressive feat for them to have solved a problem that maybe doesn't come naturally to every game studio. Game development's quite a data-intensive profession. There's a lot of files, a lot of data transfer, a lot of co-location usually required.
Yeah, and like you say, these Ori games are stunning. There's certainly no shortcutting in visual fidelity, which is where a lot of the file size challenges will come from. They've got beautiful animations, lots of textures and visual effects. So yeah, sort of data transfer certainly wouldn't have been a non-issue for them. So yeah, good job for them.
Okay, something's kidnapped my friend. Oh no, he's up there.
Not to be too spoilery, but just to get a bit of context, this little owl guy is he manifested in the first Ori game. That's how he became to join a part of your crew.
Well, now you've ruined the storyline for me. No, I'm joking. He's cute. There's a lot of cuteness going on. Nice cinematic transition there. So did you finish the first Ori?
Yes, I did. Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't say I 100%ed them. There's lots of collectibles and things like that. But certainly played through the entirety of the game.
You can read more about Moon Studios and their approach to remote working on our website. There's a blog, The Business Briefing, X Gaming, published last week at time of recording. It's got a good quote in there from the head of the studio from an interview with Games Industry Biz. Yeah, they're a fascinating studio. And they've had some other news recently, haven't they? Because is they working with Private Division now?
Yes, yeah. So they've just been announced a deal with Private Division, who are I think they're the indie publishing arm of 2K, 2K or Take Two. Can't remember.
One of the twos.
One of the twos. And that's quite interesting. So, Moon Studios historically, the two games that they've released are Ori and the Blind Forest and Ori and the Will of the Wisps, which we're looking at now. But these were platform exclusives or publisher exclusives to Xbox. So they've been on the ID at Xbox program. And actually, the Ori brand is owned by Microsoft. And this new deal with Private Division is obviously outside of that. So they'll definitely be working on some new IP. Which is quite exciting. It'd be interesting to see what they do and see what they do without those the shackles of platform exclusivity.
Yeah. Private Division are working with Obsidian as well, aren't they, on the Outer Wilds expansion? Not Outer Wilds. Outer Worlds.
The other one, yes.
The other Outer.
So yeah, they are involved in that. And interestingly as well, as part of I think they announced 3 partnerships. One was Moon Studios, another was I can't remember the name of the other studio name, but they I don't think they released anything yet. But then the third one was with Roll7, who are another UK-based game studio, who are also fully remote, which kind of shows Private Division very much supportive of the small business, remote, agile ways of working, which is nice.
I can fly. Well, fall slowly.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think both Moon Studios and Roll7, I mean, they're the kind of blueprint for the game studios of the future, really, aren't they? In terms of the way that they're put together and the way that they operate.
I think
even when this is over, it'll pay dividends for them to have that remote culture.
Yeah, and like Moon Studios, Roll7 are famous for the Oli Oli games, skateboarding platformer games. They've both had sufficient success, and certainly Moon Studios repeatedly so. And to be fair, Roll7 as well. I think Laser League is possibly one of their titles. Really successful. You know, they've proved themselves multiple times. They're not one-hit wonders, and as we're experiencing now, like the quality of the output is phenomenal. So yeah, as you say, the kind of the format of the future, certainly for small studios, and I'm sure bigger studios will follow as well.
Yeah, I mean they'll be forced to at the minute, won't they?
Well, yeah, exactly. I think that's very much the learning experience they're facing at the moment.
Can we go? Okay, not so great. There we go, he's fine.
There you are. And not just visually stunning. I think the soundtrack and audio effects equally as impressive.
Yeah, it's definitely a labour of love. Definitely a high level of artistry in really all aspects. I think both the visual, audio, like you say, even just like development. I think these guys know what they're doing.
That's it.
Am I going to have to go and get that glowing rock? Is that going to be my job? What is Ori?
I think that is the age-old question.
Is it?
I think it's
nymph?
it's a being
Being.
of light and love.
Okay.
That's what I'm going.
That's not where you want your first time flying, is it?
Well, that's a baptism of fire for sure.
Wake up, Ori.
So what do you think so far? So it's been a lot of cutscene, but are you
Yeah.
getting invested? Do you think you'll carry on playing?
I think I'll give it a pretty good go. I mean, I'm very invested in maximising my Game Pass usage.
This is it's certainly one of the premium experiences I'd recommend. I mean, there's so much content on Game Pass, but
Yeah.
this is definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, I think it's. Oh no! Yeah, really interesting game. Really interesting development cycle. And yeah, well worth checking out. If you have Game Pass, you can check this out yourself. Or if you don't, you can buy it.
Definitely worth the investment either way. But, I mean, Game Pass is such incredible value. That's very. If you've got a PC or a Xbox.
Yeah. Where do I go from here?
If you can't go any further, I'd suggest you need to go back to the left. You can go down there, perhaps?
No, I don't seem to be. Well, yeah, I can. Sneaky. Is this going to hurt me?
Looks like it.
Oh, yeah, you hurt
Yeah.
me. I thought I could maybe Mario him and jump on his head. That was
No,
not the case.
not yet.
Not yet. You have to unlock the ability to head stomp. Don't have the keystone either. But yeah, this seems great. Thank you for joining me. Check it out, Dan.
No worries.
Being my guide to the world of the Will of the Wisps. And thanks to you for watching at home. We'll see you again next time on Etch Play Video. I'm Dan Burt. He's been Dan,
Dan
Thomas. He's over there. And we'll see you again soon. Bye.
See ya.